And you've got the winner there,
I
Elise.
do. The award goes to Shane Watson.
Oi!
Shane, you seemed quite surprised when your name was read out. Were you expecting to win?
Yeah, I was very surprised. So no, I wasn't expecting to win. Even seeing the highlights on the TV of the game against India seems at least a couple of years ago. So to think that it was in this period of time, yeah, it was a surprise, that's for sure.
Shane, some talk that the team for the T20s against Sri Lanka will be picked from the best of the BBL. Are you definitely retired from international cricket?
Yes.
There's no John Farnham in you?
No. Thank you Ed, for asking, though.
Shane, as a former player for Australia, have you got some thoughts on how they can perform better in India than teams that have gone there in recent years?
Well, from experience, I haven't really got that much advice of how to play well over there because in Test cricket, myself and the teams that I went with, we didn't have any success over there. So, but the biggest thing is more so just playing to your strengths, not expecting to go over there and thinking that we're going to beat India with spin because our turning conditions. It's more so knowing that we can beat them with what our strengths are, which is our best players, whether it's fast bowling, whether it's spin bowling, whether it's our batters, and just being very comfortable. We play our brand of cricket, and our best players in any conditions are going to be able to adapt. And you see, even when the Australian team won in India in 2004. It was primarily through our fast bowlers, our three fast bowlers. Obviously, Shane Warne was there as well, and he bowled really well. But there's Glenn McGrath, Jason Gillespie, and Michael Kasprowicz who really did all the work to give us a chance at winning. So I think we just got to stick to the strengths.
Is it also perhaps trying to stay in the game for as long as you can, rather than I think Australian teams have been pretty good front runners the last couple of years, but if they fall behind early in the game, it tends not to work out so well.
Yeah, of course, and staying in the game really comes down to also batting for long periods of time, which is the ultimate challenge in India, especially with the quality of bowlers that they have, especially with the quality of spinners they have. Ashwin and Jadeja in turning conditions, which are certainly going to be there in India. So that's the ultimate challenge, is to stay in the game long enough, and that's more so with the bat, to be able to put on biggish totals in the first couple of days when the wickets are at their best and should be at their best, and that's what India always do so well. They stay in the game. They bat big in the first innings, and then obviously trust their skill, whether it's batting or bowling, the second innings.
Shane, the BBL's enormous success this year, and you've seen cricket from the black and white days almost.
Just about.
Do you think that there's any chance priorities will get skewed by the gravitational pull of BBL in Australian domestic cricket, Australian cricket?
Not in the short term, but it's I can see in the longer term, when the next generation who are really just getting into watching T20 cricket now, and especially the Big Bash. So probably the 8-10-year-olds who are that age at the moment, when they actually come through to being late teens, early 20s, that will be the time when we really see how much of a pull T20 cricket has had, and whether it's really changed the direction of what the priorities are for younger cricketers who are coming into domestic and first class cricket. It's an incredible product that the Cricket Australia have put together with the Big Bash, to be able to see so many young families come along and stay there until the last ball's bowled and enjoy every moment of it. It's a great way to be able to engage the young cricketers, and that the biggest challenge is really be able to transition that love of the game of cricket from the Big Bash into kids still wanting to play Test cricket, because it is the ultimate. It is the ultimate challenge. That's what you want to challenge yourself against the best players in the world in Test cricket, but also all the cricketers that have gone before you, because that's really the best guide of where you're at as a cricketer throughout your career. So that's the biggest challenge, is to make sure that cricket, not just Australian cricket, but cricket in general, also make sure that they're able to transition people who love the game of T20 cricket and are consuming it from a young age, transfer that into loving Test cricket as well.
And what's the attraction of T20 cricket to a player? Because players love it, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends what. Well, there's a couple of components to it. One is, for me, playing franchise cricket means I can still get a fix of playing the game that I love in front of a lot of people at stadiums, and I don't have the pressures of playing international cricket and everything that comes with that. Obviously, the hierarchy and the bureaucracy that comes into Australian cricket, not just Australian cricket, but international cricket. That's something that I don't miss, and players sometimes it can engulf you quite a lot with all of that. So that's one component. But just in general, just I suppose the free spirit that T20 provides. When you go out to play, you have some good games and you have some horrific games as well, where you want to just dig yourself a hole and bury yourself in it. But that's the beauty that you're able to come back pretty much straight away in the T20 tournaments to be able to have another go and improve and learn. But it is a lot of fun because it really do have to let go of everything, especially for me growing up, putting a price on your wicket to having to really let that go, knowing that you have to take on the game and a chance of exposing yourself, but hoping that it's going to turn out better than not.
Sorry, Shane, just to sort of follow on from that. So could you see in like 15 years where there's a situation this week where there's BBL finals on and an Australian one-dayer, could you see a time where a player would say, no, I'd rather play BBL instead of playing a one-dayer for my country?
No. Well, I can't see it now, no, because, of course... Oh, look, I wouldn't think so, because the ultimate is playing for your country and representing your country. So I'd never think that would ever come into calculation, because it's an absolute honour to be able to represent your country at anything, whether it's cricket, whether it's sport or any other occupation. To represent your country is the ultimate. So I think that will never ever change. I can't see that changing, especially for a cricketer, knowing with my own experience, playing for Australia is the ultimate, so it's not going to change.